for the month of July, and I guess you all would decide that at the next board meeting. But, this is what I want you to consider. I would like to have my public hearing on the 7th of July, and then depending on your board meeting, and just have the calendar for you to look at to, you know, your board meeting, if you had your board meeting on the 7th, because I know the next week of our regular board meeting, that's the mass conference. So if you had the board meeting on the 7th, then you would have to make a one, you know, we'll have the public hearing earlier, and then we go into the board meeting afterwards, or, you know, just whatever was convenient for you all. But I do plan on having the public hearing on the 7th of July.
How are y'all gonna be off that? Usually, that first week in July, the central office.
No, what we did last year, everyone took their vacation. We'll have the, that Monday off for the, 4th, and then, everyone's just taking their vacations. We're not shutting completely down. Everyone takes their vacations, cause that was a time when, they were, coming in and doing our floors and doing the floors and things like that, so we probably, if you wanna do it on the 7th, we can get everything out to you that week before, and then we'll be back on that Thursday. Probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or something.
Just so, you know, y'all just think about it, I guess, but you have this calendar, you all have this calendar to look, and, it's almost time for that. Time to remember the rest of it. Next, next time we show. Oh, should I stop, right?
Go ahead. We here now.
Okay. Okay. And I just had some samples of the worksheets that I have. There's a copy of the ad that I usually run in the newspaper advertising our public hearing. I have a sample of that. Then I have a copy of the Avalon tax request worksheet that I have to complete, and that's what after I completed based on, I have printouts of the revenue receipted that I pulled my figures from, but the Avalon tax request worksheet is what I have to submit to the county when I request, the portion, make my request from the county. You look down at the bottom, that's for the debt services, and you see the $3 million note and the shortfall note. Behind that one is one that I completed from last year. And if you notice on the shortfall note, I had a larger amount, but that's because we had 2 shortfall notes. Well, that one of the shortfall note rolls off this year, so the other one, will pick up, but it'll still be going on. And then the other spreadsheet, the Excel spreadsheet with the other one, that calculates whether or not we had a shortfall or escrow. So that's the worksheet I used for that. And then this just shows the revenue as I receive it as it come in. I just got copies of my receipt journal showing for the past 2 years. And one thing in calculating the ad valorem, you can use your current year or you can go back 2 years. So you just try to look at the revenue that came in and calculate it from that. And that's something I will bring back when it's completed and I get all my figures in. I will bring that back and include it in the board in the minutes. Then there's a copy of the budget, the combined budget. And this is an amended budget, which I'll be bringing before you all at our next board meeting, because I wanted to get an updated amended budget for this year. I know we'll have a final one by October, but I wanted to get one amended for now to include all the extra funds and the modifications that we have done, to just keep it, because there have been some modifications made and some amendments made to our budget. So I wanted to get a budget amended approved by the board to have that for my files, in case the auditors ask. Okay, and the last pink tab is some additional information. The MAAP salary scale and the assistant teachers, it had a note that the minimum, it just increased the salary scale for the assistant teachers. The assistant teachers for $17,000. So I put in there that this is the teacher scale that includes the $600 supplement for our district. Then you have a teacher assistant salary scale, and have the one that's approved and then the one that's proposed with the same increment that was from the previous year. So that was something I wanted to bring to your attention. it was asked, and, we can, the district can afford to do it. I just wanted to, also, just interject that with an amount, when you all approve a salary scale, you're approving the salary scale, and we have to be careful that if you just wanna stay set on one amount, it can be considered as a supplement, a district supplement, but we just look at the salary scale overall. But this is a proposed scale that we will bring back before the board, if there's something that you all wanna do, because the district can this year afford to do it, to be consistent with the previous year.
Okay.
Any questions?
So we can bring that back at the next resolution.
The last thing is I have, there are some funds that we have some activity funds and other funds that we need to close, and I wanted to bring it to your attention. One of the main ones is the MAP retirement fund. That fund is no longer required by the state to have, it's a debt service fund, so we need to close that out. And in closing that, but I need the board approval to do so, and in closing that fund, we would just move that fund to another debt service account, which may be our 3 mil note or our shortfall note, and that'll go toward paying debt, because it's going from one debt service account to another debt service account. Because it's just sitting there, it's been inactive for some years now, and we just wanna close that one out.
So that'll be on our
Next
board.
board meeting.
Right, yes. Just some things I wanna bring to your attention though. And also, we have some activity funds, I'm still trying to merge some of these accounts to minimize, because we have so many accounts on the books. As you see, Newton Elementary, the ones that start, those are the ones that we're keep, like the ones in green, those are all going to that one fund, to the miscellaneous fund. And then the 2 in yellow will go into the library fund. And the monies will still be available. Right, so we just wanna, because they just been sitting there dormant, and we're gonna merge these accounts so the schools can use them. And the same thing for the middle school, there are some funds.
Dang, y'all killed it on the book.
I don't know how long it's been rolling over. And see, and what I'm gonna do with these funds is for budget purposes with the activities, because there are assigned funds in there, I'm gonna put it in the budget for those particular activity funds, that way they can spend it on something in the upcoming year, so that's gonna be part of their budget, okay? And then you have the high school, same thing, some of those funds, I'm gonna do like those in yellow, I'm gonna merge to one account, and it's the one with the stars, one I'm gonna leave there. And then the final thing I wanted to ask you all about is the athletics fund now. The athletics, they come in and they have their fundraisers and they make money. But starting out, they don't have it. They don't have the money. Sometimes the district, like last year, board voted to give them some monies on there to start up to help with their umpire, with the officials and stuff. So I guess it was something you ought to consider, what we want to use, what the district want to transfer into the athletics to help with the officials for the games, because we have to pay the officials. And that's a requirement no matter what. They have to have a certain number of officials. So just I want you all to just think about what we can do, what you wanna do and how much. Cause I know, Coach Ford has asked about.
So this is like for next school year, right? To start the school year with.
Yes.
And then when they make the gates, they pay it back.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you know, most
Well,
schools.
yeah, we do, last year we contributed $10,000 on theirs, but the rest of, we started them out with 20, and they paid 10 of it back.
Yeah.
And the 10 was the district portion that we have with the officials. And I did include, if you look on the last page, I did include a copy of his trial balance, and you can just see the income and expenditures that they have. That'll be the very last page in the book. See, right now, that their ending cash balance is what they have now, but they do have some things that they have requested. They gotta get the ice machine fixed and some other expenditures, and then finish out this year. It's broke.
The brand new one just went.
That'll go out. That'll go out.
What now? She ain't done that.
Don't take me.
But I will check.
It may have, but it may not be available
It was. It was.
So as you can see, we have a lot ahead of us, but we are moving in a positive direction with it. And we have to schedule more events to do.
They have any questions? Yeah.
And any questions,
Yeah. Okay.
There are no more questions, for the work session. At this time, we adjourn the work session, and at this time, I'd like to call to order the special call meeting for Newton Municipal School District, special call meeting April 28, 2022 at 5:39 p.m. This meeting is now called to order. We have before you tonight's agenda for a special call meeting. Can I get a motion?
Mr. President, I move that we accept tonight's agenda for the special call meeting.
Second.
The motion and second that we accept tonight's agenda for the special call meeting. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. This meeting is now in order. Down to item number 3. Do we want to add?
It's there. Just approve the agenda down there.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. Something next.
I ask for the approval of the resolution of the Board of Trustees of the Newton Municipal School District retaining legal counsel and a municipal advisor to assist with the general obligation bond.
Here's a recommendation from the superintendent concerning the resolution to, set the general counsel for,
Thank you.
resolution to accept the district, to retain legal counsel from, Newton Municipal School District advisor to assist in general obligation for a bond issue. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
It's been motioned properly second for item number 3, resolution. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Down to item number 4, approval of 2022 school improvement inside G.
This is a federal improvement with additional funds. We're asking for your approval to, accept this allocation of funding. These are some additional funds that came down from the State Department.
Here's a recommendation from the superintendent concerning item number 4, approval of 2022 school improvement SIG 1003G funds. Can I get a motion?
Mr. President, I move that we accept our superintendent's recommendation for approval of item number 4, FY 22 school improvement 1003G fund.
Second.
Be a motion and second that we approve item number 4, approval of school improvement funds. All those, any questions? If not, all those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. This time we're down to item number 5, personnel.
The first list of personnel, they have already been approved. I ask for the approval to amend their salaries to reflect the new teacher pay scale.
A recommendation from the superintendent. I'm sorry, y'all, this,
It's not tech savvy, sorry.
yeah. It's keep thinking and it's distracting me.
I'm asking Donna how to fix mine.
Here's a recommendation for the superintendent concerning personnel, revised for salary, the new teacher's pay scale. Can I get a motion?
Mr. President, I motion that we accept the superintendent's recommendation for approval of item number 5, personnel, the 2022-2023 employee recommendation certifying new teachers' pay scale as revised.
Second.
The motion and second that we approve personnel revised salary for the new teacher's pay scale. Are there any questions? If not, all those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion's carried.
Mr. President, I'll now ask for the approval of new hires. We have 2 individuals listed for new hire. This is the first time they're coming before the board, and we are super excited about both of them, but especially number 2.
Here's a recommendation for the superintendent, concerning the new hires. Can we get a motion?
Mr. President, I move that we accept our superintendent's recommendation for approval of item number 5, recommendations for certified staff new hires.
Second.
The motion is second that we accept the superintendent's recommendation concerning, new hires. Are there any questions? If not, all those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. This time, if there's nothing else, we're down to item number 6, adjournment. Can I get a motion?
Mr. President, I move that we adjourn tonight's meeting until the next scheduled board meeting. Second.
The motion probably second that we adjourn tonight's meeting. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? This is carried. This meeting is now adjourned.
Thank you.
What time did the work session begin?
4:30.
Was it posted?
Yes.
Because I did, the notice I received did not include the work session.
It was posted.
I mean, you know, the only thing I got said special meeting at 5:30.
Okay, well,
It was on the website.